Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel, man. Great to be back, guys, with another video on a how-to. Good, man. So if this is your first time on my channel, I just want to say a warm welcome to you. Do please pause the video right now and remember to subscribe. That is very important. And if you like my content, do like. I do appreciate that. Great, guys. So in this video, the need has arisen for me to recreate the multi-terrain angle video, because Giants has updated the game into a newer version of the game and removed the necessity for having a terrain shader or a custom terrain shader. So that whole part of the video, of the old video, needs to be removed. And it caused a lot of havoc with guys that's trying to add, and then the density files doesn't work, and I don't know what all else. But I thought, let me just remake the video and then let's do it properly. Good, man. All right. So for first things first, I've got a test map here. It's the normal Alpine map, which is just a copy of the Alpine map or a export of the Alpine map in game. And yeah, I use this map normally for testing stuff. So let's get this thing into multi-terrain angles. So the quick and easiest way to check your map's terrain angles is obviously to edit the i3D. Have I edited it yet? No, not yet. I'll just quickly open that so long. And then we can also open it in the map. I'll show you two ways how to check. And in your map i3D, I'm already there, unfortunately, but I can show you. You just go Control F and you put in, not terrain detail, put in multi-lay. Let's type in multi-lay like that. It will take you here, and then just scroll up to where your ground angles is. There it is. There's the terrain detail that we're going to edit just now. And then ground angle, you can see there's 7, actually there's 8 degrees, because 0 is the first one, and then it goes up to these ones here. So there's 8 sets of degrees, which gives you 16 in game, because each angle obviously got 2 sides on the compass. If you draw a line through the compass from east to west, east is 1, it's the same degree, but it's got 2 sides. So these 8 angles gives you 16 angles in game. So yeah, that's just how it works. So we're going to change this to 32. And believe me, there's a lot of guys that asks, is it possible to put more than 32 angles? Yes, it is. There is no reason for you to want to do that, because let me just explain to you, it's actually very nice to keep the angles like this, although it looks ugly when you plow or when you plant things like potatoes and that kind of things, where you can really see the grooves in the soil when you plow and do that type of things. But when you do 32 angles, what happens is when you set off a worker, it will follow these angles. So the less angles there is, the easier it is for the worker to keep a straight line, or to line up your map, unless your map is not aligned to the game's angles, in other words, on the 90 degrees and 45 degrees, so if your maps aren't that aligned, then it's not really going to make a difference. But the more angles you have, the more difficult it is to set that worker off in the right direction. If you follow what I'm saying, it goes skew. The more angles you have, because it sets off exactly on the angle where you are. If you have more angles than the 16, so yeah, it becomes quite a challenge to set it off in the right direction. But anyway, enough jaw flapping. So you can check here. There's your 8, which is default. In game, if you come in game, I just want to get a better view than the balloon. I think our angles, if I'm correct, should be here under when you do your foliage painting. If you say, for instance, terrain detail, and you go ground type, say cultivated, here you can check your angles. There it is. So you can see here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 is the stand. The 8th one is the 0 mark, so that's it. All right, good stuff. So let's just close up here for now, because we're going to first do some editing. Right, so first things first, you want to go to my website, which you can find on my YouTube channel. If you open YouTube, let's go to Farmer Bob, go here to my channel. Oh my word, internet is slow again today. Here we go, view your channel. And so if you open my channel and you open any video, it doesn't matter which video you open, all my videos, here is a little thing that says more here. A lot of guys don't know this, but I don't know why YouTube does it like this, but it's supposed a lot of guys put a lot of text in here and then you don't see the comments first. So they want to show the comments. So then you have to click here to more to get to the video's description. And each video's description, you'll find all my links. If you want to support me, there's where is my support stuff? It's supposed to be here. Support me here by Patreon and PayPal. There you go. And then my website. If you want to go to my content on website, just click on this little link here. It will take you to my website where you can download all my stuff for free. All my maps are here for FS19, for FS22. And then you'll find this little text file for multi-terrain angles under the download. So what you'll do is you'll click on this and then you click here at the bottom that says go to link. All right. And then there you go. It's downloaded it. Open it up. And this is what we're going to work with. Now I've got two here now, so I'm just going to go back to the first one, which is the one I want, this one here. Good. Obviously I did this for a test just to make sure everything works. So it's better than that, having a thing working than sitting here with a foot in your mouth, you know. Oh, it doesn't work. So good stuff. Right, so first things first. You follow this thing just from 1 down to I think it's 7 steps that you have to do, and that's how simple it is. So I'm going to follow my text file in the video with you so we can do it all together and make sure it all works at the end. All right. So before making any changes, please back up your entire map. Now, I put this in here because a lot of guys, they don't back up their stuff and then they lose their stuff, especially if you fiddle around with the i3D on the map. Then you lose your map and then the map is gone. If you make mistakes and for some reason it gets messed up, it's happened before, guys. It's happened to me before. I messed up a map's i3D that I've been working on weeks. So I lost, I think, about 2 weeks of work. That's like 20, 30 hours of work that was gone just because I didn't back up. All right, so first things first, back up your map. All right, the entire map. Don't just back up 1 or 2 things. Take a copy of your map and put it aside and work on the copy or work on the original, doesn't matter. All right, so first thing, convert the density map ground GDM to PNG with the GRLE converter. Delete the original from the map. So let's do that. All right, so here's the map. So I'm going to go onto my desktop, open that in a new tab. And then I want to find my GRLE converter, where I've stuck that in here somewhere. GRLE converter, there it is. Going to minimize this smaller like that. Okay, I actually have to open this now in a new folder. All right, map stuff converter, open in a new window rather. All right, there it is. And then I want to go into my map, which is here, into my data folder, find my density map ground. I think, did it say density map ground? Let me just verify. Convert the density map ground. Now, if you've got a map that is converted from FS19 and the guy or yourself haven't changed the name of the density map ground file, it should say cultivated density. All right, so if you don't know, if it's a map converted directly from FS19, it will say cultivated density. But what I normally do is I rename my density files so that they follow the structure for FS22. There's no harm in having it as cultivated density. It doesn't matter. It's just very confusing if you don't know that there's a difference, you know. Anyway, so here we go. So we just drag and drop this obviously now on our converter, like so. And then wait for it to finish doing it. Now, if this process by you doesn't work, it means that there's a problem with your density file. So you're going to first have to figure that out and sort it out. Now, normally, what I normally do is take a save game, make a save game of your map and use the density map ground from the save game and see if that converts. That's a big tip there. Normally it converts, and then if it converts, then drop that in here. All right. So now we just want to see now if it actually did do the conversion. density map ground. There it is. I just pressed F5 there just to refresh my screen. Okay, so there's the one that we've converted. Now the original, you can either rename it or delete it. I'm just going to delete it, as I said, because it's going to belong in the trash. So if I need it, I can quickly pull it out of the trash again, you know, so it doesn't really matter, just for now. Right, so that's the first step. Next step, copy $data maps map.us fieldground.xml to your map folder. Now it's important, I want to show you there is two ground, field ground, or three field, actually 4 field grounds. So you go to the game directory, which is Farming Simulator, wherever you've installed the game, data, maps, and then in maps itself, there's a field ground here. You'll see it somewhere, fieldground.xml. Don't use this one. This one has got other stuff in it, all kinds of stuff here. So don't use that one. Use the one in the map.us folder, or you can use any one from any map. It actually, for this tutorial, doesn't really matter because we're going to overwrite the whole thing. But anyway, just for the sake of it, let's go to what the thing says so we can follow exactly. There's the field ground. Control-C, copy it. Go back into our map here, into where your XMLs are, wherever you put your XMLs. This one, it doesn't have a field ground, so I'm going to just say I leave my XML directly normally for cell points and that, and then my working XMLs I leave here in the i3D directory where the map i3D is. So my map i3D is here, and then field ground will be in here as well. Now there it is, I've pasted it. All right, so leave that alone for now. We're going to come back to it in a bit. Change density, adjust, copy. Okay, edit the i3D with text editor. Now that we've done already in the very start of the video. So you just right click your i3D and then edit with Notepad++ or open with Notepad+. That way, if you don't have Notepad++, just download it from the internet. It's for free. Install it and then use that to edit. It's much easier to work with than the normal Notepad. You can open it with normal Notepad, but it doesn't work as nice as Notepad++. All right, so that's a mouthful that's gone. Okay, change the density map ground to PNG. That's very important. Another thing that happens, guys, so if you go into your map i3D now, go right to the top, just click anywhere in the i3D, Control F once again, type density, like so. And there it is. All right, now you'll find the one that says ground, density map ground, or if you've got the cultivated density, you'll find that. Now, a lot of maps, for some reason, have PNGs at the end of their density files. That is incorrect. It is a problem. It causes a big confusion and a problem. So if yours is like that, just change them all to GDM, the density maps. All right, all these 5 density files is the ones that make your terrain work. So change them all to GDM. That's the way it should be. And then this ground one, we're going to go to PNG. Now I know the in-game ones, if you go to the in-game maps, they are PNG for some reason. I don't know why, but in mod maps, it's best to have them GDM because it forces your i3D when it loads to load the GDM and not the PNG. So if you have a PNG lying there that you've by mistake forgot to delete, it will read the PNG instead of the GDM, the actual density file, you know, because the PNG is not a density file. It's an image, you know, so it needs to be converted to the density file. So if you have a PNG lying in your data directory of your map, it needs to be removed and it has to have a GDM, you know, a density file. All right, so just to clarify that. Right, so that's the first thing we need to do. Oops, so let's go back here to my terrain angle thing. Adjust the numbers of channels under the terrain detail layer. Okay, so we're going to go there now. So what you're going to do now, once again, is just type in multi-lay in your map i3D and go search. All right, and like I said, just scroll up here to your terrain detail layer. Be very careful, guys, because there are a few terrain stuff. If you go up here, I think there's another terrain. Don't edit this one. Don't make a mistake by editing the wrong one. Just have a look. I'll show you now. The one that says terrain detail, will have your num density channels, and it will have this combined values channel 040, 03, 07, or whatever, and the blend maps. Very important, your blend maps and that type of stuff. So that is the correct layer. All right. Now your IDs will be different than mine. Each map will have its own IDs, but the density map channels is the ones we're going to change. So we're going to go here back to our text. It says here, adjust the numbers of channels under terrain detail. Adding 2 here gives 32 angles. All right, so normally they are 10, so we're going to add 2. So the first one is going to be 12 for the num density channels, and compression channels needs to be 12. All right, that's the only 2 we do on this first part. So just go back into the i3D, change the 10 or whatever you've got in there, 8 or 6 or whatever, change it to 12, and the same on this side, 12. All right, and now we get to the 2s that we're going to add. So the first one under combined value channels is 040. We leave that alone. The second set is 450. We're going to make that 470, and the 930, I believe it's going to be, let me just refresh my memory. Sorry, the 450, it's going to be 430. So let's just do them one at a time. So 430 becomes 5. So that 3 becomes a 5. All right. And then the next one is the 9. So it's 930, not 730. Okay. So that is very important. Just that 2 numbers. Just change them. So add 2 to that center one and 2 to the first one of the third set. Great. That's done all there. Now, under the ground angle, add the number of channels and angles. All right. So I've put everything here for you just to copy and paste, guys. So if you look at group, it starts with group and it ends with group. So you're going to copy from that line. You select that first line, hold your shift button, click the last line where it says group. It will highlight the whole section for you. Press Ctrl C. Very important here, not to copy anything else, guys, because if you add a digit here or something that shouldn't be there, or a comma or anything else, if you copy anything else than that, it's going to mess up your map i3D, and your map will probably not open. So if you can't open your map after this edit, then you know you've got a problem in your i3D. Somewhere there's something is messed up. All right, so now we're going to find this ground angle section. All right, here you can see I've got it all set up here. First channel, everything is done for you, so you don't need to edit anything. You just need to copy. And then on this side, very carefully, there's the group and the group you see. So we're going to click on the first line that says group, hold shift again, click on the last line that says group here on the end. All right, so that you have the whole group selected. Then you press Ctrl and V for Victor to paste that in there. Don't worry about adjusting it or making it look nice, because the editor is going to do it for you. All right, so very important. So once you're done with that, guys, click on group again. It should give purple here, or pink or purple or whatever you want to call that color on your screen. On mine it looks purple. It will show you the start and the end node like that highlighted, and the first line highlighted with the little purple thing there. So if you don't see that, you've got a problem. Have a look what you've missed, redo the process or fix it up that it works. All right. Okay, so there it is. And here's my spray type. We're going to go move on now. We've copied that in there. Correct the start channel under spray, under group spray type. All right. Once again, I've done everything for you. Just click the line. So just click and highlight the line. Just one click here on the number on the side will give you a highlight. Control C. Back into here. Click on the first line. Control V. Just like that. And once again, make sure, click on group. If it gives purple, it means everything is fine. All right. So if it doesn't give purple, have a look. There's somewhere a character missing, or you've got an error. It will probably highlight the error for you, or whatever the problem is. Redo it until you see, click on group. It must highlight group, start and end. All right. I can't put that more clear. That's just very important. All right. So we're done with the i3D for now. Let me just quickly have a look. Yes, we're done with the i3D for now. So what you can do now, Save your i3D, but don't close it. So just save it so it will do that. All right. And then let's move on to the next step, ground angle. So edit the field ground.xml, the one that we've copied into our map. So we're going to go to our map here. All right. I'm going to maximize this. That way we can have big screen. All right. So find that field ground we edited. Okay. Open that up. And in this one, I've made it simple and easy for you once again. Instead of having to edit anything in here, go in here and copy the whole thing. Now from here where it says XML version 1, click on that line so it highlights that line. Come right down to the bottom where you see field ground again, the end slot for field ground. Hold shift, click on the number on the side so it will highlight your whole thing for you very nicely, just like that. Control C for copy, Charlie, Control Charlie. Go in here, press Control A for Apple or Alpha, and press Control V for Victor. All right, and that's all you do. Save the field ground and we're done in it. Oh, that's not all you do. Almost forgot. Very important, guys. If you don't have the 5 level files, this is what the field ground is all about. It's about that GRLE files that sets up your levels, the shredded level, the plow level, lime level, and spray level. So if you don't have those in your map data folder, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how to put it in there anyway. And I think if I'm correct, this map copy from the thing will not have it. GRLE. So let's just have a look. Yep, it doesn't have it. So it's a good thing. So now we're going to add them as well later on in the tutorial. So field ground is, oh yeah, what I wanted to say is this directory towards them. Very important. In my thing, I've just got maps data. Now this is important to have your same directory structure here for your map. So here you can see that's my map. Then I've got maps, map alpine data. So definitely have to change those directories for it to work. Otherwise you're going to have an error when you open the game. All right, or the map in the game. So what we're going to do is we click on top here just once. It will take you to the full directory. From the back, click and drag up to the first directory from your map. So test map is my map. So I've highlighted everything after that backslash. So just copy that whole piece there, come in here into the XML file, and then highlight everything I want to change. So I'm going to change everything up to there. Control V for Victor once again. Put a /. So there's between data and info layer, you want the /, and then just change the backslashes to /. Very important, guys. Do not miss the backslashes. They have to be /. All right. Otherwise, you're going to have directory errors. Okay, so now we're going to take that whole little thing there. I've got a data in there, so I'm just going to do this. Maps, map alpine. Copy that and just overwrite all of these ones so that they also go to the correct folder in my map. Because this XML is going to run from the map i3D, which we're going to do now. And then it's going to run and it's going to call these 5 levels, spray level files. Okay, so we're going to just fix up all this. Oh, Control Z. It's the nice thing about what am I doing here now? Control Z. I've got to have to only do the maps on this one. What is going on here? Maps, map alpine data. It's my directory. So maps, Control V. Maps, map alpine data. Maps, map alpine. That one is also wrong. I've been talking too much and focusing too little. You see, I would have had an error there. So let me just fix this to like so. And you've probably seen that and said, Farmer Bob, fix it up. So glad I saw that. Maps of Alpine data. So just check that you don't have any mistakes here, guys. If you just have a little space here, a space there, it will not work. You will have an error, guys. Believe me, I've had that many times. All right, field ground. All done with the field ground now. I'm going to leave it open just for peace sake. Back to our text file. Okay, adjust the path to field ground in the map.xml. Remember I said we're going to get to that. So yes, that's what we're going to do now. Find your maps map.xml. Now sometimes your map's name, the guys has changed the map's name So it will be map Lost Valley or whatever .xml. So just find your maps map XML to check that you've got the right one. It will tell you on top with, it starts with map, the width and the height of your map, the size of your map, and then shows you your overview and all that, and it's got your map's name in here to the i3D. So that then you know you're in the right XML. Now we find the one that says field ground. I don't see it once off, so it will be probably easier just to type here field ground on search. Obviously, if I spell it correctly, we will probably find it. And then once again, check your directory here. Make sure now that here, it works here. If you work out of your map, once again, the same thing as I showed you. After the first folder after your maps directory, copy from there, so it will be maps, map alpine, field ground in my case. All right, just save the map XML, and all should be all done. So just maps, map alpine, and there's the map XML from my maps folder. So my map name, maps, map alpine, and then I've got field ground in here somewhere. There it is. All right, so that is all done and dusted. So lastly, what else? All right. Now that we've done all the work, now we can open the map and check the log for errors. All right. If the log is clean, we can save. So that is our next step. Open the map, check the log for errors. All right. Don't do anything else, guys. Don't fiddle around in your map, make changes or whatever. Just check the log for errors and save if there's no errors. If you have any errors here, guys, then you've got a problem. Something in your i3D is messed up. Your map i3D. You've made a mistake in there somewhere. All right. So I'm going to just go through all of these. Check. All the default stuff is there. All this stuff about the cells is out of range and what. So that is a clean edit. No errors in my map. I can save my map with peace in my heart, no problems. Exporting and close it. All right. The reason why, it's now recreated our density map ground for us. So we need to fix that now. The density map ground has now been recreated. Now it says here, then you have a new density map ground and the PNG can be deleted. Change the density map ground PNG back to GDM. All right, so that is very important. We're going to go back. That's why I said leave your map i3D open. So when you come back to it, it will ask you to reload. Do say yes. Do not say no. A lot of guys will click no there and it will not reload the changes. All right, so back in here, find again your density map ground. Control F, density, whatever, find it, and then change that back to GDM. That's our last step. Save once again. Leave everything open like this, guys, because if there is a problem, you can always come back. Even in your map i3D, you can do undo. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z to undo all the stuff you've done, you know, and retry. That's what I normally do. I just leave my i3D open. I don't come and fiddle. Even if you've said reload the changes, you can still undo the changes. You know, so very nice function of Notepad++. It keeps in record all your things that you've edited. But once you've closed this, you cannot undo anymore. Then the changes is gone. All right. So just a tip there for you. Right. So now back into the map. Let's open it. Oh, sorry. I need to go into the data folder. Very important. Delete that PNG. Do not leave it here. All right. Because that now you have two. And for some reason, Giants, if the PNG is there, it can read the PNG. So just delete it or rename it or just get rid of it altogether. It's the best. Right. Because these are new density map ground. All right. Now we know that we are safe and sound. Back into the map. Open the i3D. And we're going to go and verify our angles now. So we should now have 32 angles instead of the 8 that we had. Right, so just wait for it to open. Just for fun, console, check for errors. I love checking for errors, guys. It just, I'm very crazy like that, you know. I like doing that. All right, so terrain detail, ground type, cultivated, ground angle. There you have it. You've got your multi-terrain angle. All right, very, very nice. So there's 32 angles there for you to fiddle with in game, and you will now plow and have everything working nicely. All right, so I'm just going to close up now. Now we're going to go into game and create those files for, what do you call it, for the field ground. Because we don't have it in the map, we're going to get an error that says no field ground, or the file was not found, and it says there it's creating an empty one for you. So that's the part that you are interested in, that empty ones. All right, so you want to start your game with that empty one, you know. Okay, so in here, new folder, and we find our test map. There it is. Continue. I'm just going to deselect all my stuff. Go if my easy development tools, start up the map. Oh, and I have my thing open here for my errors, and sure enough we will find those are just the cheese. I don't have the cheese on there, so that's fine. It's the collectibles. We should now, if we scroll back, I think we've missed it somewhere we're going to have an error. There it is. All right, it says here that 5 info layers, it says failed to load density map file. All right, and then it says creating an empty default for you. That's very nice of them to do that. Say confirm. All right, close up the console and then hit the save button immediately. That's all we want to do. Save the game, so that creates all those nice density files for us. Okay, quit game, yes. Quit game, yes. That was the second. Make a note of the save game that you use. I used the second one. So I'm going to go to my Farming Simulator directory where my mods folder is. You'll see there's mods. Save games are in there, and your log file is in there if you want to check your map for errors. All right, so just a tip there for you guys. Save game 2 is the one we used. And now what we're going to do is, your GRLEs are here. We find the lime level, plow level, roller level, spray level, stubble shredded level. That's the 5 files that you copy, Control C. And if your density map didn't want to convert in the beginning, you can use this one. All right, so open the save game, copy or try and convert this one and see if it works. Normally 99% of the time you can convert this one if the one in your map folder doesn't want to work, and then you take this one and or the copied or the converted one and replace that one in your map folder with this one, you know, that you've converted, and then you can go through this whole process. All right, so we copy those back into our map folder, test map, map Alpine, into the data folder, and just paste them in here. All right, so there they are. All 5 are in there, and now our XML will work perfectly. All right, some stuff happening here at work. All right, good stuff. Nice, so we're gonna leave it as that, and now if we go into our save game or open the game once again, we will definitely not have the error, and we will have our field ground working correctly. You can just verify that quickly. And you can also now go and plow and check your terrain levels, but we've already, I can delete this one now, but just for peace sake I'll take the next one. Test map, deselect. Always do your test without mods, guys. Do not load any mods, because I use my easy development controls, so that's fine to load, but I mean everything else, deselect everything, DLCs, whatever, because you don't never know what can change your things to work. All right, so just a quick run here, go through this thing. The only errors we should have in here is the cheese errors. There you go, the cheese errors has gone past, and that should be all. Obviously on top some warnings about unzipped mods. I always work with unzipped mods, I don't work with zipped ones. Easier to work. Great, man, guys. So guys, thank you so much for watching. A big thank you to my Patreon and PayPal supporters. You guys are awesome, keep me going, so I really appreciate that. And then I hope this tutorial or this how-to video has helped you a lot. Do like if it does. All right, have a wonderful day, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.